One Piece 1132. I think we've come to it at last. We're finally going to get some answers, and if your comments are anything to go off of, it's not going to be pretty. So
I'm scared. I'm gonna cry.
yeah, so we'll see how this goes. I'm Mike.
Tasha.
And we're Billion Beri. Let's check it out.
Revolutionary Headquarters. Goa, isn't that Luffy's home?
Maybe? Sounds familiar.
Since then? Oh boy.
Ginny がさらわれた。はい。
天竜人に目をつけられてたようで。
Oh boy.
天竜人の妻にと政府の船で連れ去られました。
Oh.
Yeah. We were theorizing last night, what if...
Yeah.
What if Bonney isn't Kuma's daughter, but adoptive daughter? Because something worse happened.
And talk about the last thing that Kuma would ever want is for her to be picked up by celestial dragons, of all people.
Yeah.
This is all his hurt and rage. Well, I mean, this title means he finds her.
革命軍軍隊長ジニーが天竜
2
人の妻としてさらわれ
years?
たか
Oh
ら
god.
約2年が過ぎた頃。
Bonnie's a celestial dragon.
Oh, did she escape?
What's with this
Why is she
crystal
all
stuff in her hand?
Diamond
What?
encrusted, yeah. Oh, that's why she's jewelry Bonnie, maybe.
Bonney.
So she escaped on her own?
Oh.
Kuma! ジニーから連絡が。ジニー？
兄貴。
ジニー！
おい、クマチ。帰ってきたよ。下界へ。
もう心配させて。ジニー、無事でよかった。
うん、うち病気になっちゃってさ、もういらないって捨てられた。
え？
ラッキー。
病気？
Oh.
みんなにまた会いたかったけど、これはお別れの通信なんだ。
はあ？もう二度と会えないと思っていた。そこどうだ？すぐに行く。
Oh, back at the church.
うちもう死ぬんだ。
She knows his power. Say where you are. He'll be there.
どうして？だって俺が助けるから。
Doesn't seem like it's something contagious, otherwise she'd be worried about Bonney.
Yeah.
クマチ、気持ちは嬉しいけど、絶対会いに来ないで。
ジニー、すぐ助けに行くから。どこにいるのよ。
Oh, he knows.
どこ行くの？
ドラゴン。優しすぎるクマチよ。よろしくね。そしてクマチ、ずっと大好き。
ジニー。
自然光を浴びると青く石みたいに皮膚が固まるんだと。
He could have expelled that from her.
結婚しようよ、クマチ。
命あるうちに日の当たる海を渡ってここにたどり着いたのさ。ジン、安心してくれ。この子は俺が育てる。
Well, you guys weren't kidding. It hurts.
I have so many questions now.
I know. What the heck disease is that? We've never seen it before.
Yeah, what disease is that? And why is Saturn basically like, I don't care if Bonnie dies if she's a celestial dragon?
Right?
Shouldn't he
Well, I
revere her?
guess because she's not, like, up in Marijoy. Just like when Dofi's family left.
すまない。
Oh.
Oh, she's so tiny.
Oh.
寝るときは鉄の檻に入れるんだぞ。
He, like, de-aged, like, 10 years just now.
Yeah.
Now that he's worried about a baby. Aww.
いける口だな、ボニーちゃん。こりゃジニーみたいな大声。
She really will.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Oh. What is this?
気がついたらもうあんなところに目が離せない。
Oh, she's walking. Oh. Oh. She's like a little speck.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh. I wonder which celestial dragon is her bio dad.
Yeah. She's smaller than his index finger.
Right? I didn't think Kuma was quite that huge.
His scale is always all over the place.
Yeah. She needs a cage so he doesn't accidentally hurt her. Is that the blue? It's a gem in her cheek.
Yep.
Oh no. That's where she now has the jewelry piercing. Maybe it's like to cover a scar?
Maybe. What if in exchange for becoming a weapon, Vegapunk agrees to
Cure
cure
her? Stay out of the sun? Yep.
You will now be treated as a vampire.
Yeah.
Hey, close the door.
Right?
扉を閉めろ。見てくれ。お前、これ医者呼んでくる。いやー、ちょっと試しに外へ。バカを言うな。
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
白煙病でもないしね。知らない症状。
そうか。革命軍をやめる。どうしていいかわからないが、そばにいたい。
そして時は
7 years
経ち
ago.
ボニー5歳の頃、
変なのかな。仕方ないじゃん。病気だもん。
This is what I am.
その宝石が綺麗だから羨ましいんだな。
Ah.
ああ、私は大好きだ。
Definitely seems like she got the name Jewelry Bonnie from this disease.
Yeah.
病気が治って旅行
Which
す
is
る
a
の
little sad.
どこに行きたい？
空島って知ってる？
空に島があるのか？
空島はね、太陽に近いからニカがいるかも。お
Oh, he
父
was
さ
there
ん
at
の
one
楽
point.
しみだね。
ニカか。
Ah.
出た、ニカの踊り。
Ah.
娘さんの症状、制御輪という難病です。
Sapphire scales.
知っているのか？
Okay.
So there's white lead, sapphire scales.
声を小さく。
日光、月光、すべての自然の光であの石は
And moonlight.
それを完璧に防いでも時間による進行は止められない。
So it's just accelerated by light.
はっきり言いますが、娘さんの命はもってあと5年。
なんとかならないのか。
治療法は今のところありません。
小さい。
How the heck do you get this in the first place? Because Ginny wasn't born with it, so... And it doesn't seem to be contagious.
I wonder if there's some kind of like diseases caused by celestial dragons because of all the like probably inbreeding and stuff they do.
Yeah, I don't know. You would think, though, that might be a dead giveaway. They'd be like, this is only among celestial dragons.
ボニー寝てたんじゃ。
って聞こえたよ。
What lie are you gonna make up?
ボニー、あの
When you'll be
10
cured.
歳になるまでは治らないって言
Yeah,
うんだ。
he switched it.
Well, you bought yourself 5 years to make that a reality.
どうする。
そしてさらに1年が経ったある日のこと、再びソルベ王国を悪夢が襲
Oh
っ
boy.
た。
クマチ、助けておくれ。
メコリオがまたやりやがった。
What now?
6年前の災害だよ。
Oh god, this guy.
人を大量に
Yeah.
殺し始めた。
This time, put him on a permanent vacation.
Right?
Ah,
Ah, it's the end.
dang it.
Well, it's certainly painful, and I feel like we're not through it yet.
Oh, we still have to find out why he agreed to be a weapon.
Yeah.
I think I've got it though. I think Saturn is gonna tell Kuma, I know a cure for it, but in order to do it, you're gonna have to agree to work for the world government
Maybe.
and become a weapon.
And it's interesting that Bonnie's devil fruit, she pulls jewels out of people.
Yeah.
They rain precious stones all over the place, like Lucky
Huh.
Charms.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
So I wonder if that's somehow an interaction of her devil fruit with her condition, or what devil fruit does she even have?
I know that's the thing, right? Is what devil fruit does she have? Because it
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be the age fruit.
Not exactly,
Because
no.
it seems like she can give people hallucinations of their death, you know?
Yeah, she did that. She seems to be able to age and de-age people at will, and she plucks precious stones out of people.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is this fruit?
Yeah. What was that one move she used? Oh, like near death experience?
Yeah,
She just called it
NDO or-
NDE.
NDE. Yeah, near death.
Yeah.
And
And we didn't catch it
made
as
them
it happened.
hallucinate that they died,
Yeah.
and they were just like broke like a skeleton.
Yeah, they saw their own death and then snapped out of it. So
Yeah.
I wonder if instead of like, maybe we're looking at it wrong. Maybe instead of age, maybe it's some kind of a time fruit.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain why when she turned Vegapunk into a baby, he was like sprouting gems like a treasure goblin.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Her fruit or power, whatever it may be, doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, it seems like it's got to be some kind of time manipulation. I just don't understand the jewel angle of it.
Yeah. That's why I'm wondering, like, is it something caused by her sapphire scales or something? Like,
Yeah, maybe you can't cure it, but you can tamp it down so that it can't spread
I
or
don't
something.
know.
And then, yeah, I don't know.
It is curious to me though, because like right where her stones are, is where her face piercing is now. So it's almost like maybe she got rid of the stones and then either had a scar and wanted to cover it, or wanted to put a piercing there to remember her stones by, like, because Kuma called them beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe she was sad she didn't have them anymore, so she put jewelry there.
Maybe.
Huh. But we're at... So she was 5, then it said a year passed, and then he said you're gonna die by the time you're 10. So she must be 6 now, so she's got 4 years to live, right?
Yeah.
So somewhere in that 4 years, she's gotten the cure to sapphire scales. Or something that halts its progression no matter what, like just makes it dormant.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, like, again, it doesn't seem to be a contagious disease, so did the celestial dragons, like, purposely infect Ginny with it? Like, inject it into her system somehow?
Maybe.
Like, were they doing experiments on her? But if he wanted her for a wife, that doesn't make sense either. And
Yeah.
clearly, I mean, she had a baby, so someone was getting busy.
Yep.
You probably wouldn't want to inject some weird disease into the slave you took as a wife, I wouldn't think, but they are pretty twisted, so
They are, yeah.
maybe.
Hmm.
Oh.
I wonder if her power is kind of like Doctor Strange's time stone, where she can like reverse time on her cheek, but also manipulate her age and manipulate other people's age. Like, she may have some kind of really powerful fruit that just gives the appearance of some kind of age and de-ager.
Yeah, something.
But it's interesting how it, like, when she got into the vault, it overlapped with that like Marine who had the rust fruit or whatever that attacked Zorro, and
Oh yeah, she
And
just
Annie's-
like, well, it seemed to be that it aged the metal until it
Yeah.
degraded.
yeah,
you know?
she basically just had it age probably 1,000 years or
Yeah,
something, and just
until
destroyed
it's just
it.
crumbly
It just
dust.
crumbled it into dust. Yeah. So she's got something really powerful. Gonna be interesting to see what that is. But we read all your comments, and we saw, after last week's episode, how it was kind of happy until the very last second. We had all these theories last discussion about how things were gonna go, and
Yeah.
there were so many of you in the comments who were like, "We're not gonna say what it is, but just know you're not thinking dark enough."
Yeah, it gets much worse.
It gets
than
much
we
worse.
thought.
And-
So we're sitting in bed last night thinking about the episode coming this morning, and we're like, what is darker than what we already thought of? And then we thought, oh, maybe she was made a slave by celestial dragons. And
Yeah.
apparently we were on the right track with that.
Yeah, we were
thought.
like, what if she was never rescued at all, and the celestial dragon who kidnapped her impregnated
up.
her,
Yeah.
and she had a baby with them, and then maybe we thought that, okay, Kuma comes to her rescue, but it's too late. Either she's already pregnant or she's had the kid already, and it's not actually Kuma's daughter that Bonney is.
Or like maybe Ginny could have died in the escape attempt, but he saved Bonney or something like that. But it did dawn on us, like, Bonney is not huge. She doesn't appear to have Buccaneer blood. She's not a giant. So it dawned on us, like, maybe Kuma's her stepdad.
Yeah.
Adoptive dad.
Especially when you think about, when you go back and you think about it, when we were thinking, well, wait, when Saturn came across her, he said we no longer have use for her.
Mm-hmm.
Not we have to wipe her out. She's the last of the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So that like, we should have caught on then that, wait a second, maybe she doesn't have Buccaneer blood.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of information coming at us pretty quickly. So we're trying to decipher it all as best we can, but
sometimes it takes us a while to really think on it, and our thoughts post episode are just the beginning of our thoughts. But yeah, it seems like, thanks to your comment saying think darker, we were on the right track off camera.
Yep. It took until the 11th hour.
Yeah.
And we weren't on camera for it.
Yeah. And we still didn't predict everything, like, didn't know how things were going to happen. So this is left field, not expected. We've never seen sapphire scales in the whole anime.
Yeah.
Nobody else has ever had it. And that's not like to say, it's a big world. Lots of different diseases could be around that we haven't seen. So, not saying it's a bad thing or anything that we've never seen it. Just that we've never seen it, so we never could have predicted that.
No. And I would have never predicted that she escaped on her own either.
No, that rings like she said they had no more use for me and they discarded me, and that rings more true than anything. I don't think she escaped. I think they threw her away like trash because she was about to die.
Yeah, that's true. So she, with her last strength, she made her way back.
Yeah. Now, how she managed to take Bonney with her is surprising to me because
Yeah.
you would think that
Well,
if Bonney is part celestial dragon, then whoever fathered her may have wanted to keep her. But if they knew that the sapphire scales was genetic and that Bonney would have it, then that could be why.
well, also, knowing the celestial dragons the way we do,
Yeah.
unless you're pure celestial dragon,
True,
you
you
probably
don't
don't mean
matter.
anything to them.
Yeah.
So Bonnie was probably just an inconvenience of having a hot wife that he kidnapped.
Yeah. I would say less of a wife, more of a concubine.
Yeah.
Just he probably had 15 of them.
Yeah, I'm picturing more of a Sansa Stark situation with Ramsay.
Maybe. Depends
But,
on if whoever had her is the one that did that to her. Like, maybe did it as a sadistic thing. I don't know. You guys said think dark, so I'm trying to think real dark.
Yeah. Well, it seems like the way it ended, we're not going back to present day yet.
Not yet.
We still don't have all of our answers yet, so
Mhm.
looks like we have at least one more episode to figure
Yeah,
some
there's
stuff
another puzzle piece that needs to be dropped in to have the full story here.
out. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that really hurt though. Seeing Ginny come back only to die, and she did it in such a way that, like, Kuma never got to really say goodbye. That hurts. Like, man.
Well, something tells me that
I'm gonna cry again, dang it.
something tells me after all the horror she's been through, it would destroy her in her last moments to actually see any of their faces again.
Maybe, but I don't know. As someone who's lost someone without the ability to say goodbye to that person that passed, like,
Yeah.
it is really hard to not have that moment to say goodbye.
Yep.
I'm glad that Bonney was there
Yeah.
and he was able.
Hang in there.
Man! This story is gonna be rough, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
But it was really sweet that he got to keep a part of Ginny in Bonney.
Yeah, that's true. And it was an interesting juxtaposition because you could tell he was going full, like,
Destroy the
cold
world mode.
destroyer, right?
Yeah. Like,
of possibly the right people, but still just like heartless, not caring.
yeah.
I'm just going to destroy my enemy in any way I can, the quickest way possible. And then as soon as he
Oddly-
saw Bonnie, he like de-aged 10 years and had his little bear ears again,
Yeah.
which is apparently bedhead, and got all soft in the face again, and like everything just melted away.
Yeah. Like, up before that point, all he could think about was that they lost Ginny, and he was actually turning into a pacifista with no cyborg parts.
That's true, yeah,
He was hardened. He was just killing not indiscriminately. He was helping people still, so he was still him, but there was none of the gentle giant left. All his, like you said, his face was harsh lines
Mhm.
and just scowl. Like, he was ready to destroy the world just about. He didn't
Yeah.
want to hurt innocent people, so a
No.
little bit of Kuma was left. But
Yeah, but he had taken on the stance of if you are the friend of the enemy who took away Ginny from me,
Yeah. You
I
die.
will end you.
Yeah.
You're done. And there will be no mercy. So,
Yeah, I think he was earning that title of the Tyrant.
yeah. Kuma
I think
the
that's
Tyrant.
how he must have gotten that title, was that
Probably.
time frame where Ginny was gone.
Well, and I think actually he'll probably earn it in the next episode because that king came back and is causing a bunch of fire.
Yeah, that's
He's
a good
probably going to go
point.
in and wreck the shit out of them.
Maybe that's how he ends up the king of his... Because they called him a king. I remember
Yeah.
that. It was a thing. He was a
Yep.
king. So...
And I think they mentioned this place as where he was king of. So
Sorbet Kingdom?
yeah, so the fact that we saw the happy era, and I thought it was going to be that all the people loved him so much that they just crowned him the king of the area.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had an established king or that someone came in to become king or whatever. So the fact that it seemed like they had ousted the guy, but maybe they just made him scared because he seems to still be there. But now all of a
Made
sudden
him
he's
think
wreaking
twice
havoc.
about his policies.
Yeah.
So.
But now he's wreaking havoc again. So I have a feeling.
Yeah, now he's just out and right killing people. He's culling.
Yeah.
That's what they said. So
I think that pacifista side of Kuma's going to come back out, and he's not going to be so.
yeah.
He's not going to be a teddy bear. He's going to be a grizzly bear, and he's going to go.
Well, now he's a papa bear, and he's got a baby to protect.
True. Yeah. And she happens to be there, and can't be out in the sunlight, so she's got to stay where she's at. So he's got to tamp down that situation over there where it started, not let it get to her.
Can't let it get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Like, he'll probably earn the title of Tyrant, which Bonney will never agree with because she only knows her big, snuggly papa bear, gentle giant, just the kindest man you'd ever meet. She I don't think, gets to see his hardened side.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be worse than ever because he already dealt with this guy once. And now he's got to deal with him again to protect Bonney.
Yeah.
But...
So my main theory now is that Kuma's going to be approached by Saturn after defeating this king. And Saturn is going to say, I know your daughter has sapphire scale disease. There is no cure. No one can help you. The leading science people in the world can't help you. However, we do happen to have this devil fruit that allows for time manipulation, which would allow her to reverse the course of the disease and keep it tamped down forever.
Yeah.
We could offer that to you, but you're going to have to become our human weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's how
that
it
does
started.
sound like something he might do. And then he meets Vegapunk, and Vegapunk's actually a misguided but nice guy.
He's not a stand-up guy. He's all for himself.
He is, but
But
he's not completely heartless.
yeah, he's not.
He's not evil. He's just incapable of stopping his own curiosities.
He's just he's very narrow-minded.
Yeah.
He's focused on his projects, and whatever comes of those projects doesn't really matter to him.
Yeah, then it's old news.
Yeah, so
I'm done with that now.
So the fact that like Lelouch could get wiped off the face of the earth because of a thing he made,
yeah,
like that doesn't matter. Like it was the pursuit of that knowledge that mattered to him.
He made the thing.
Yeah,
and
so
the second he makes the thing, he's done with it.
Yeah, which is annoying because he saw O'Hara burn to the ground, and he kind of was mad about that, like Dragon was, and then continued on with his stuff.
Yeah.
So
I have issues with Vegapunk. But he's not heartless, especially when you see him now chasing after Bonney to try to protect her. Like, he cares. He does. He has goodness in him. He's not
It may be
evil.
one of the few things he does care about.
Yeah.
Is the whole Kuma situation.
Yeah.
And by proxy Bonney.
So it could be Saturn gets him into it, he meets Vegapunk, and Vegapunk goes through with all of it, but figures out a back door.
Yeah.
Where he can preserve Kuma somehow, because he doesn't want to destroy this person who's actually a very good person.
That'll be incredible if we actually get like Kuma back.
Oh, yeah.
Because he gets reunited with his memories, and it all comes flooding back, and yeah, that'd be
And
interesting.
then he gets to see Luffy as Nika. Ah,
Yeah.
that would be great.
And his daughter Bonney again.
Yeah.
He'll remember that he has a daughter.
I don't know that he ever forgot.
He's probably forgotten by now.
I almost wonder if he's trying to get back to Marijoy because maybe he thinks Bonnie's there or something.
Or
We still don't know why he's struggling so hard to get back to Marijoy.
he knows who kidnapped Ginny, and he's going to get his comeuppance.
Maybe, but I don't know why now. Like, that doesn't seem...
You know, it'd be really, like you guys said, think dark. What would really be dark is if the person who enslaved Kuma was the same person who took Ginny as a wife. And he just
He did it
had to
purposely
do that
hurt
extra
Kuma.
thing just to, yep, I took your woman away from you, married her, put a kid in her,
Then gave her an
gave her
incurable
disease.
and discarded her like trash.
Yeah, but that wasn't enough. Now I need to take you and humiliate you and make you a crawl on all fours slave, mount, basically.
That does sound like something a celestial dragon would do.
Mm-hmm.
They are seriously sadistic.
Yeah. More than ever, after seeing this episode, I cannot, one of my big fantasies in my head for One Piece is the day where a very angry Nika Luffy shows up in Marijoy and just starts demolishing the place.
Goes Godzilla on them.
Starts tossing them all off the cliff. Like,
Yeah.
nope, you're coming down to our level. Goma Goma no Starlight Broom or something like that. Just sweep.
That's not going to happen, though, because Luffy's goal is not to attack them. His goal is to find the One Piece and be free.
Yeah,
They're just in the way.
But if they continually get in the way of his friends and threaten his friends, then he may make a side stop.
I don't think so. That'd be a huge backtrack at this point. He's almost at the end of the grand line.
Yeah.
See, he's almost there. Like, I don't foresee that. But
No,
whatever
Marijoy-
he finds may be enough to end their reign.
Well, Marijoy is probably going to be undone by the ancient weapons by the end of it.
Which we know Shirahoshi is one.
There's one in
Alabasta has another. And Wano has the third, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I can't remember if there's 3 or 4, but I think there's 3.
Thought there was 3.
Yeah.
So that's all the weapons, and he has allied himself with every place that has a weapon. So
I wonder if now that Luffy has awakened his devil fruit, if he'd be able to read the poneglyphs now.
I don't see why he would.
Like if Nika's past memories and such are conveyed through the fruit, I wonder if like being able to read an ancient language would be a thing now. If not,
I've
he's
seen
got Robin.
no indication that he gets any of Nika's memories or anything, though. It's still all just Luffy.
True, but then again, Roger was able to hear the voice of the poneglyph, so maybe now that Luffy's awakened things, he'd be able to do the same.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Because we know he heard the Sea Kings.
Yeah. Heard them without knowing what he was hearing. at
Right,
the
and
time.
he heard Zunisha as well.
Yep.
So he's catching on to how to hear the voice of things. So I wonder if poneglyphs would mean different things to him now.
Maybe.
Like if they go back to Alabasta with Vivi one of these days and go down into that tomb, if he'd be able to look at that poneglyph and like Robin's like, here's what it says, and he goes, nah, I understand. And just does the thing. You know?
No longer a mystery.
Yeah, no longer no more mystery. Yep. That'd be interesting.
Well, I think I'm tired of crying at this point.
Yeah, I gotta get
and I have a
editing.
feeling there's a lot more tears to come.
That's right. I got to get editing because we have a major windstorm coming that
Yeah.
holds a small chance of actually destroying some of what we love here with our home. We're gonna get like
Hoping that
category
doesn't
2
happen.
hurricane winds potentially, and
Yeah,
all that. Plus, my editing machine is dying,
very much so.
so
It just took 2.5 days to render a movie.
yeah, it took 33 hours to render our film gold reaction.
Oh, was it only 33?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was longer.
Yeah, but yeah, so 33 hours. Don't know why. When I boot up now, it's beeping strangely, and all diagnostics are coming through clean. So I can't figure it out if the CPU or if it's the memory or what. So I just had to order a really expensive new editing PC. So yeah, if you're feeling generous and you want to help us out, we have our affiliate links in the description. So if you're gonna make a purchase on one of those sites anyway, consider
click the
clicking
link
our
first.
links. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it sure helps us pay down our newfound debt of the editing PC. And we just literally had a storm come through, knock over our fence, and that cost us a couple $1,000 to fix. So
We're just not having very much luck right now.
yeah, we're having a little bit of a down and out moment at the moment. So. Not that I'm trying to tug on your heartstrings to get you to support us or anything, but if you feel like supporting and have it not cost you anything, definitely appreciate that.
We very much appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, make sure that you hit the like button
Mhm.
and smash the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Last week was an anomaly because of the edit error. We didn't have a Thursday video. Usually we try for somewhere around Monday and Thursday.
Yep.
But since we're not perfectly regular in our posting schedule, you gotta be subscribed to know when all of our videos drop.
That's right. I'm Mike.
Tasha.
And we're Billion Beri, and if you'd like to see more reactions, you can check them out right here. And if you'd like to see our AMV called Hero with an asterisk, you can check it out over there. Spoiler alert, we're working on the next one. See you next time.
Bye, guys.